Quiet.
Hey, what's going on, party people? Welcome to the Social Media 2 final exam live stream extravaganza. I am Ben Morgan. And,
Seth Cooper.
then we got
Cody Schuster.
and over here we got
Chris.
Chris, no name needed. Today we're going to discuss just a general overview of what we learned this semester, some highlights, and hopefully we'll take some questions from the audience because we've got our awesome teach over here streaming us live on Facebook. Awesome. And then back there we got our man with the plan, Joey Bryant in the control room.
Hello.
Hello everybody. So, I think I'm going to start off by giving a general overview of what I learned this past semester. I learned many things about social media branding, marketing strategies, and important things that I could see myself using in my career. I learned how to develop a proper lead magnet, and I researched the cause and impact of viral events from the past. I was even able to host a live Facebook panel and YouTube panel via whatever and whatnots on social media. Oh, twice now. Yeah. So, who would like to start off with what they learned over this semester? Seth, you're looking pretty interested. Let's hear it.
What I learned in social media this semester is about the social media management tools, such as Buffer and Hootsuite. It's going to help me later in my career because I want to work in a job for like social media in case I get something like working in social media. You know how to get more engagement on different social media websites such as Facebook and Twitter. I need to know how the posts are doing on the websites and who's clicking and what comments they're getting on certain issues and stories posted on their various social media websites.
That was excellent. All right, so up next we've got Cody Schuster. Tell us about it.
I'm going to tell you about how social media is used in business. Really, you can use social media in many ways, personal use, business use, and there's a very vast amount of uses for social media. Businesses have it down to an art. They know what you're going to like, what you won't like, what's the best time to post, what sites to use. Basically, they know all about social media more than you think you know. So when you see sponsored content, more than likely that's just a business saying they know more about you than you think. A good example of that is the brand of goalie gloves I use. I didn't know about them until I found them on Instagram. And once I started finding them on Instagram, I started seeing more of their posts, which got me interested. And then I got my first pair, and now I keep using them because I keep seeing them on Instagram. And they keep releasing new gloves that I think I have to buy every time. And that's just businesses promoting their stuff to you, and then hopefully you spread it by word of mouth, which I know I've done. So the better that a business uses social media and knows how to use it, the better off they're going to be, the better off you'll hopefully be for it. So that's how businesses do well in the social media world.
That was awesome. All right, so why don't you go ahead and pass the mic over to the heart man. Who's going to tell us about spam?
Spam, yes. Not the beloved Hawaiian meat that all Hawaiians seem to want to ravage. No, talking about email spam. If anybody's ever pays attention to their spam folder, they'll see, like in the header, all these crazy looking characters, and quite honestly, a lot of them look like they were spelled by 5-year-olds. There's actually a reason for that, is because Google and all these other email companies have put in a lot of this different technology like character recognition or OCR, and they have to use all these different crazy characters to get past all these filters to get to you their whatever content they're trying to get to you, whether most of it probably is them trying to sell you something. And I always wondered why they did that, or why these people would spell, or why would they purposely spell. There you go. Why would they would purposely spell stuff on like ridiculous? It would just look like, again, it looked like somebody, like a 5-year-old did it. And these companies will do whatever it takes to get them exposed to you. And that I found actually quite fascinating, as the great lengths they will go to try to sell you anything.
So, we're going to move on to our next topic. But first, we're going to check with Teach. Any questions or comments by the audience? Who do you have a question for? The panel or anybody? Anybody? How did spam start? Well, it was made by a guy named Gary Thurk, and I don't remember what the year was. Do you remember? This like stupid amount, at least, yeah. And he had this computer class, not a computer class, but something that he was trying to reach out to people. And back then there was like maybe 12 people on the internet, so he was just able to look up their addresses, and he just send them out like mass files of like advertising. Hey, come to our little seminar thing. And that's how the very bare bones way of how spam was invented. I definitely know the rest of it. I just think you should take the class if you want to. These are just the highlights. You should take the class if you want to know like what really happened. Wink, wink. About Joey.
What's up?
What have you learned throughout the semester?
My biggest takeaway would have to be the business aspect of it, doing SEO and analytics, how to track what you're posting is actually being seen, and stuff of that nature. It's really neat to see if you post an item or a product or an image or a video, who sees it, if you pay to have more people see it, stuff like that. It's really neat to see the tracking that Google, Facebook, and all the other different social medias do, and it's kind of scary to be honest with you.
Well, that's good stuff. All right. So, do you have any? Did you happen to have any? Did you happen to get any questions or comments from the YouTube community?
We have not gotten anything yet.
Oh, well, that's upsetting.
What was your least favorite thing about this class so
What
far?
was my least favorite thing about this class? There was a complete lack. That's correct, Chris. There was a complete lack of field trips. I'm calling for a veto of this class. We should all get out of here. No, I think.
Hold the mic closer.
This class is cool now.
I think really
Hold the mic closer, Ben.
I think it's not a weakness of the class. I think it's just a weakness of my grasp in social media, and how difficult it's been for me to actually try and be competent in social media. I've always been very anti-social media, but I think I've super benefited from this class. Oh, Seth has something to say. I think I've super benefited from this class.
Can we say we learned more this semester than we did last semester?
It has to be said that this class was way better than last class, but that is just a horse that we refuse to let die. We just really want to beat that.
Would you say it was the
horse.
quality of instruction?
I think
or
it was
the
the
content?
quality of the instruction, plus a lot more enthusiasm. I felt like, okay, yeah, just take mine.
We were actually taught something this semester. Last semester we didn't really get much information.
Stop looking back. Just look forward. You're not going to get anywhere if you keep looking back. Even if you're on the right path, if you're standing still, you're going to get run over.
Right on. All right. So, Cody, I'm going to ask you a question that I'm going to ask everybody, but the mic happened to land on you. So, what have you learned in this class that you think that you would take with you for the rest of your career?
Definitely just your social media presence and how important it actually is. You know, because before this class, or even before last semester's class, I didn't think businesses actually would check your social media profile, check up on you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. But being in this class for 2 semesters, it definitely shows you that they are doing it, and just how important your social media presence is and how you look on social media. Because nobody's going to want to hire you if you're on social media talking about all the dumb things you've done over the weekend. So.
All right, go ahead and hand it to Chris. What have you learned in this social media class that you take?
Oh gosh, a lot. Actually, that I didn't realize how exactly. Like you mentioned, I was somewhat against social media because it had so many people have taken it to so many levels that it just did not need to be. But I learned that also that it's more to it. That there's lot more to social media than just cat videos and and catfishing, if you will. just and actually how I've seen people advertise on Facebook, and me trying to start up my own business, I was always thinking, how can I, because starting out you have little to no budget, how somebody can advertise on Facebook, and I was really surprised at how unbelievably easy the whole process was to at least get started, and the amount of information they give you, all the analytics, where your posts are going, who's seeing the post. I was checking mine last week, and I had a post view in Tanzania. I'm like, because I'm a geek like that, and I like to know all the little facts, and it was just I found that kind of fascinating, and that's going to help me out a great deal. And how important a strong social media presence really is, and how much you should really pay attention.
All right, Seth, you've heard the question. Go ahead and answer.
I think all of the above, basically what you guys said, you got to have a social media presence. And now in the media field, everyone's using social media for news, everything. I mean, you have to know how to use, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever's out there now, Periscope, especially nowadays. If you want to work in this industry, you have to know how to use social media.
Excellent. All right, good stuff from the panel. Joey, maybe you haven't been paying attention, so I'll go ahead and just ask the question. What have you learned from this social media class and social media classes in general that you can take with you for the rest of your career?
Pretty much everything. Like, you guys already spoke on pretty much every point that we talked about already, but a lot of it is that be mindful of what you're posting on social media. If you're working for a business as their social media manager, be mindful of what you're posting, and if you get a comment or a disgruntled customer or kind of like a feedback type situation, to handle it properly. Don't just put your own response to it. Coordinate with the people who you work for and make sure you provide the correct, accurate response. So I know how we all would talk to a customer that badmouthed us, but you will make sure you stay professional at all times.
All right. How about you, Teach? What did you learn from this class? What have you learned from us as a class that you can take with you for the rest of your career? Hold on, you gotta say it.
Okay. So what I've learned from teaching this social media class is to definitely always be curious and enthusiastic about the work that I do, because I learned that if I'm not enthusiastic about what I do, then how can I expect you to be enthusiastic? So so I just think it's really important to always stay curious, always stay on top of the trends, and just try to figure out what it is that you already know and figure out what you don't know. So that's the biggest thing for me. I don't want to keep repeating the wheel, so just figuring out what you don't know.
Right. So we're gonna do a few closing comments.
We
I
got
have
one
written
question.
down. Huh?
Then
What?
we got a question
Oh, snap.
from 911 M Porsche,
Oh.
also known as Mason Kuhn.
Oh,
is watching us
snap.
on YouTube. He asked, what did they think of social media class, like overall class?
What did we think of the class in general? Well, I think this really puts into what I have written down here, but I'll pretend that I don't have it written down. It's a very important part of today's society, and learn how to properly use social media is something that everyone, not just television people, not just radio people, not just audio engineering, I think yes, I think everybody should properly learn how to use social media. It's just a basic life skill nowadays, under the sun, all the good stuff. Just to avoid getting yourself into any trouble, you should properly learn how to use social media to avoid a crisis and or problem on social media.
Key terms just coming out.
Just some key terms. Yes. What is the difference between a problem and a crisis? You know what? I heard Seth was just looking at unless you want to answer that. No, okay.
He might just copy
I
off
think
you.
the difference between a problem and a crisis is a problem is something, although it is a problem, it is something that you can fix relatively easy if you have a proper use of social media. Just contacting, the complaint, fixing the complaint. A crisis would be something just ruins your brand. If somebody unwillingly posted a picture of their, your whatnots or something like that, that would be a crisis.
Kind of like the video of them spitting in food.
Exactly like the Domino's video of people sneezing and spitting in their food. Don't do that. Although the way the Domino's handled that was pretty awesome. All right, Seth, what do you want?
Just don't turn it into a crisis. In general.
In general.
Yeah.
Thank you, Seth. Okay, so some closing statements. I said that social media is a very important part of today's society, and learning how to properly use it is something that anybody getting the television and radio should definitely be knowledgeable of. What about you, Cody? You got any closing statements?
Again, just you don't know. You can't underestimate the importance of social media, whether it's for your personal use or for your business use. I mean, personal use, it's going to get you a job somewhere one day, hopefully. And, for a business, it's going to be how you make money and how well you do it. So, and you never know, social media could be your job one day. You could be a social media manager for your business. So,
Be a social media teacher at ICB.
Yeah.
You never know. You too. Well, you couldn't because we'd never be able to replace Whitney, but you could be an assistant.
Assistant to the regional manager.
Assistant to the regional manager, yes. Chris, any closing statements that you'd like
As
to
far as paying attention, just social media and about posting properly, just write your post out before you actually post it. And if that way, if you are
Very good.
ticked off about something, write it out, and that gives you a chance to get that out, and just kind of take as a buddy of mine says, drop back 5 yards and punt, and
Don't be so ready to hit that post button.
or check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's kind of a way of doing that.
Exactly.
So
A plus.
yeah, see, I
All
listen to rap. I'm eclectic.
All right, Joey. Any closing thoughts? Any statements that you'd like to make to the audience?
I just want to put a plug out there for International College of Broadcasting. They're the ones allowing us to do this right now. We all signed up to go to school here. Most of us are in our second and third semesters, going into our fourth and seventh. We've learned a lot, and this school provides so much hands-on. Like right now, as you can see on Facebook Live, that we're the students doing all this. The teacher kind of shows us how, but we're the ones doing it. It's very hands-on, very interactive, and very knowledgeable, and it's real-world experience. It's pretty awesome. So go visit icb.edu and come today. Come check us out.
You get the phone number?
Nope.
It's 927-258-8250. Okay.
Slow down. What is it?
258-8251.
8251 937 258 8251. Go for it.
All right, that's my shameless plug of the day. Seth, closing statements.
Closing statement. Just watch what you post. Don't post something that if you're going to be applying for a job, you don't want someone like your boss to know about. So watch what you post. And if you want to learn more about social media, come here to the International College of Broadcasting.
In Dayton, Ohio. Fabulous downtown Dayton, Ohio. All right, guys. That was really good. I think it's time for us to sign off. This is right here.
Seth Cooper.
This is right here.
Cody Shoes.
And then at the end, we got
Chris.
just Chris. And then, main back, what's your name?
Joey Bryant.
Joey Bryant. From all of us here at the wonderful ICB studios, we've got, I can't forget, our wonderful, awesome Miss Whitney Barkley, killing it on the social media teach. You guys have a wonderful, blissfully happy Tuesday, and thank you for joining us on our live stream. Take it away!